All right, we're starting match 1 at Washington League, and it should be beginning within a minute. And we have team 7465 as red 1, team 4508 as red 2, 6493 as blue 1, and 7766 as blue 2. So we should be beginning autonomous momentarily. During autonomous, their goal is to score a block IR Beacon's basket, and that will give them 40 points and parking on the ramp 20. So let's see what these teams can do once autonomous begins in a couple seconds. So we are just waiting for team 6493, and then we can begin. So in this year's challenge, it is called Block Party, and the goal of the game is just to score as many blocks as we can in the baskets, and at the end, we need to have the basket bounced, and that will give us an additional 50% on our score. In the end game, we can also hang, which will give you 50, and score the flag up to its highest point, and that'll give you 35. So right there, that's already 85 in the end game. So there are quite a few points potentially in the last 30 seconds. So let's see what these teams can do. All right, so our teams are just getting ready. Are getting started on our first match in the for this year's block party for the FTC 2013 challenge. A robot has just ran. All right, so once again, we have team 75 as red 1, and their alliance partner is 4508 as red 2, and then they're against 6493 and 7766 as blue 2. Like the blue team is running a strategy with 2 robots on the far wall, and then the red team is running robots on 2 separate sides of the wall. Should allow them to collect quite a few blocks, but we'll see what blue team can do during autonomous. See if they can't score on the IR beacon and get their robot onto the other side and position themselves for some maximum block scoring. Like this match is almost underway for autonomous. In autonomous, the goal is to score a block on where the IR beacon is, and then this will give the team 40 points if they are successful. If not, and they scored in one of the other 3 baskets, then they will get. And then if they can also park on the ramp, they will get 20 additional points. So that's 60 possible points in autonomous. So that's nothing you want to give up. Let's see what these teams can do. All right, seems that it's about to begin. Autonomous. Judges are currently getting team numbers, and autonomous should begin in a couple seconds. Teams are being identified by their respective colors, so they're taped to know which are and which color they are, so alliance partners don't get confused. Dropping on those identification tapes. Coming down. Slot 3. But it seems. Robots are getting ready for Heliop. Outermost bucket will Alright, so one robot's moving. Gotten a couple blocks. score them. Oh, they're just 508 has one block in there. Oh, some of the other robots selected, so that means that they can't run. Oh, oh, seems that Team 508 has 3 blocks now. Nice. Let's see if they can score them. Nice. They're raising their scoring mechanism, and that sound is the end game sound, meaning that now is the last 30 seconds of the game. This is when they can score the flag or hang. Oh, looks like Team 450 has scored 2 blocks in the outermost bin. That is worth 6 points. Great job, Team 4508. Now let's see if they can do any of the end game. Can they hang or do the flag? Oh, they're going for some more blocks. Oh, they still have one in their tread mechanism, but they're some more blocks. Oh, time's up. Team 4508 has successfully balanced and scored 2 blocks. Good job. All right, so the reason that the other 3 robots didn't move was because of the selective program at the beginning of teleop. Most of these teams have this as their first competition, so I'm sure next time their robots will be able to run just fine, and they'll be able to be like Team 4508 and score a couple blocks and balance while they're at it. Great job to all the teams. All right, so now the refs are scoring and adding up the points. Once again, although we didn't see it here, in the end game, you can raise the flag by turning some PVC pipe and rotate it up to the uppermost point, which will give you 35 points. You can also hang, which is more complicated than many because lifting up your robot's weight is quite a bit of stress on the robot. But if you do that, you will get 50. That is a very reward. All right, we are getting signatures for points to make sure that this scoring was good. And then next match, we will be having Team 4855 Batteries in Black as Red 1. And then their alliance partner will be Team 5938 as Red 2. And then they will be facing 7013 as B1. And their alliance partner will be 4145. All right. So these robots are getting off the field, and then 4 new robots will be being put on. Let's see what these robots can do. If they can do autonomous, they could get a potential 60 points, and they could score even more blocks and balance during the teleop, and in the last 30 seconds, do some endgame fun. Let's see what they can do and how many points they can score. All right, the teams are beginning to come on the field, getting their robots ready, putting them in their positions. Hopefully we see some teleop action this time with some programs running and some robots moving and competing for some blocks. All right. 4555 is getting their robot on the field. That they will be facing Hot Wired and their alliance Screws. 8. All right, so it seems that Team 55 and 5938 are communicating about autonomous move teamwork right there, positioning their robots so they don't interfere with each other. And hopefully at the end of autonomous, they'll that Hotwired is also getting their autonomous block ready for scoring. Seems at the blue side they have 2 robots positioned on either wall, giving them a nice block pits nice and easily. While on red side they seem to be preparing autonomous program and having robots positioned nice team 5938's robot nice and close to the block pit so they can get to fast and balance and score nice and easily. All right, they're getting ready for the match. Robots are getting set up. Referees are checking in with the teams. Autonomous will be beginning momentarily. They're getting the flags ready for each team so they can identify which alliance they are with and which color they are. Okay, flags are getting put into the robot. Right. IR beacons should be set up momentarily. All right, let's see what these guys can do in autonomous. Goal once again is to score the block in where the IR beacon is. The block that is lined up with the IR beacon, that will give the team 40 points, which is a considerable advantage. And if they can get on the platform, that is even more points. Another 20 points if they can get their robot fully on. 60 points. That is a large advantage. Let's see if any of these teams can capitalize on that. All right. Teams are getting ready. Referees getting the IR beacon set up. Teams making sure that they have their autonomous block in their scoring mechanisms, making sure that they don't lose on those 40 points. All right. Seems that the IR beacon is set up on peg number 4. 4 on either side. Let's see if either of these robots can score the autonomous block. All right. Autonomous is beginning. All right. Seems 4855 is beginning to try to score their autonomous block. While Team 7013 is trying to score theirs, and Team 4855 has successfully scored it. Nicely done, Team 4855, and they are beginning to drive on the ramp. Oh! Seems that the Blue Alliance has scored 2 blocks, and 4855 has parked on the ramp, giving them the full 60 points. Alright, the Blue Alliance has scored 2 blocks, except one of them has been where the IR beacon is. Meaning that the one block that did not get scored on the IR beacon, that is worth 20 points, and the one that has been scored is worth a full 40 points. Total of 60 for both alliances. Let's see what they can do with block scoring. After this autonomous, there will be a 2-minute round of teleop. This is when the drivers can drive wherever they would like, score what blocks they want, and play defense and aggression against one another, trying to balance the buckets with blocks, giving them an additional 50% score for those blocks if they do, and moving into the last 30 seconds of endgame. Flag or hanging. Let's see what they can do. All right, teleop is beginning. 2 minutes of it. Let's see what these teams can do. All right, Team 4855 is moving for the blocks. And seems that team 5938 is not moving. They may have not selected a program, but seems like the Blue Alliance, they're scoring blocks. Team 7013 has gathered some blocks and are getting ready to score them, while Team 4855 is getting ready to score their blocks. And Team 4855 has successfully scored 3 blocks. Nicely done. Team 4145 seems to be parked, while 7013 Blue Alliance 1 has successfully moved their robot and are preparing to score their blocks. Now they seem to be contesting 4855's blocks. 4855 has 4 blocks in their scoring mechanism. They're going to balance the baskets, giving them an additional 50% if they do. 7013 are trying to play defense against 4855. All right, seems that 4855 may have some disconnection problems because they are continuously spinning. 7013 may have also lost connection because they do not seem. Oh, 7013 seems to be back. 4855 seem to have some connection issues. The dance does look nice though. Endgame has started the last 30 seconds, which is where you can. All right, seems that they're stalling the motors. All right, so 4855 has been shut down, so they do not balance the motors. 7013 is getting ready to try to possibly hang. Yes, they are trying to hang their robot. Last 4 seconds, can they do it? Oh, one, no. Does not seem that they can hang. Looks like 4855 though. They have scored quite a few blocks. 7013 tried to play some defense, but seems that the Red Alliance may have scored more points than the Blue Alliance. Nicely done for both sides. All right, so referees are tallying up the scores. Great job by both teams. All right, so the next round will be coming up momentarily. The next round we'll be having 59-39 as Red 1, 35-25 as Red 2, and they will be facing the Blue Alliance. In the Blue Alliance, there will be 65-59 as Blue 1 and 56-04 as Blue 2. Let's see what these teams can do for their autonomous and teleop. All right, so in this league tournament in Washington, there will be a total of 6 rounds for the 12 teams that are present today. 6 rounds will mean that each team will have a sufficient amount of chances to show off their robots' capabilities and what they can do, block scoring, autonomous, and hanging and flag-wise. Although the Sears Challenge may seem to be simple, there are many parts to it, and is more complicated than you may think. Defense for block scoring is something that each team may face while they are competing, as well as endgame strategy to see where you want to go. Do you want to balance the blocks, or do you want to go for flag and hanging? Each one giving you a large amount of points, but all a considerable distance away and involving much maneuvering and ability in the robots. Let's see what they can do in this next round, the third round of today. Seems that there may have been some penalties in that last round with 70, 13, and 4855, as well as their alliance partner 59, 38. There may have been some contact with the robots, resulting in some penalties. This year's penalties are not deducting on one team's score, but instead adding to the other team's score. So if one team gets to 0, they will not get negative, but instead they will just add on the other team's lead. So let's see, there may have been some penalties, but it seems that Red Alliance may have a slight edge in this competition. All right, the judges are getting signatures for the scores, making sure that they were um, legal scoring, and each team agrees with each respective score. All right, robots are being taken off the field, and we are getting ready for the next match. All right, teams are getting ready. Flags are being taken out, and new robots are going to be moved up. All right, so they are preparing for the next match. In this next match, we will be having a FUFA team 59-39 as Red Alliance 1, and their partner will be 35-25. Zombie Technicians. Now they will be facing the Blue Alliance, Team 65-59, as well as Team 56-04. This will be a nice competition. Seems that there may be a technical issue right now, but we should be up and running shortly. Let's see what these teams can do autonomous, teleop, and endgame wise. Scoring those blocks, getting those endgames, and parking on the ramp for that position. Hopefully these teams can give us a nice show and show what these robots can do. Many of these robots have already had a very amazing performance for their very first competition. Great designs, great scoring mechanisms, and nice defense by a variety of teams. Nicely done by everyone. This year's competition, there are also a variety of rules that restrain the amount of blocks each team can hold. Each team can only be in possession of 4 blocks at once, or else penalties will be given to the teams, adding to the other team's score. Also, another penalty that may occur in this competition is touching the other team's pendulum. Just like in our last round, we may have seen there, Team 7013 may have interfered with the red team's pendulum, being yet another penalty. You, so we must be aware of those penalties, and hopefully none of those teams go there, so then this competition may be as close and as exciting as possible. Technical difficulties, but we should be up and running shortly. All right, seems this round's going to be getting underway. All right, the robots are going to be getting on the field. All right, seems that team 5939 is going to be positioning their robot for a drive by autonomous, seeing if they can't score that block, giving them an additional 40 points. And their alliance partner, team 3525, is positioned on the other side of the field, so they can have a nice positional advantage regarding the block's positioning and their ability to score. Now, their opponents, the blue team, team 5604, is positioned on the same side of team Afufa is, so then they may either position to get onto the ramp or get ready to score some blocks. Team 5604's alliance partner is positioned next to the flag, so then they may be prepared to get right into the action of whether it's autonomous or defense or getting those blocks. Alright, the robots are getting prepared, programs being selected, and autonomous will be underway. Flags are getting ready, being put on the robots. Red flags have been distributed. Blue flags are being given out to the two blue. Right. So today we have seen some teams run autonomous, some not. Let's see what these teams can do with their autonomous programs. Whether they do not move or can score some blocks, either is fine. Let's see what their potential is and what they can do. Their robots' capabilities. That all teams have their autonomous blocks ready. All right, autonomous is going to be underway shortly. All right, so the IR beacon has been placed on the second peg. They have rolled a die to see which one of the 4 pegs it will be placed on. This peg is where you want to score your autonomous block to get the most points out of that potential scoring. All right, autonomous has begun. All right, seems that team 5939 has scored their autonomous block. That is 40 points, whereas the Blue Alliance has successfully parked on the ramp. Nicely done. That is 20 points for the Blue Alliance, 40 points for the Red Alliance. Right, seems that one of the Blue Alliance teams have been running their motor, but autonomous is over, so it's all right. Their motor will not burn out. All right, so Teleop will be beginning. They're pick they are picking up their controllers, getting ready for Teleop. This is the driver-controlled 2 minutes of the 2.5 minutes total. This is where the drivers can control and do what they want with their robots, score those blocks, and get those hanging and flag races. Let's see what these teams can do. All right. All right, the teams are going. Team 5604 is going for their blocks. Well, 5939. Oh, seems that 5604 has flipped over. Oh, that is not good. That means that they won't be able to score for this entire round. Oh, well, their Red Alliance partner is trying to score. Seems that they are getting ready to try to score those blocks while 5939 is playing defense. Oh, there may have been some controller issues. Yes, there's some technical difficulties. And power has died. Okay. So lucky for Team 5604, the match has restarted because there was some technical difficulties. Now 5604 has another chance to score those blocks. Their scoring mechanism looks very nice, but sadly they were not lucky that time. Let's see what they can do this time. Once again, with the autonomous, we are starting over. All right, teams are waiting orders, seeing what they are doing, like instructions, seeing what's happening and what they can do with their. All right, so they seem to actually be skipping autonomous, and they are going to go straight to teleop. All right, so time started. Time seems to have started, but the robots can still not move. Some technical difficulties. '5939's robot's been moving a little, but movement is still not consistent among the robots. All right, so we will be back when the robots are. Start talking when we have a viewer. All right, guys. So it seems that our robots are getting back on the field. Technical difficulties hopefully are over. They're getting ready. The flags are in the robots. We're gonna start over. We're gonna start over with autonomous, and then we will be going over to teleop. So this round will be starting over, and hopefully we can see these teams repeat what they did before the technical difficulties. Once again, these teams are still 59-39 as Red 1, and their alliance partner is Team 35-25 on the far right side of the field. Or actually, on far right side, yes. And now we have 5604 as Blue 1, and their alliance partner is Team 559 on the far right side. Alright, so the IR beacon is being placed. It's going to be on the first peg, which means that it's going to be very near Team 5939 and Team 5604. Let's see if they can score that autonomous block for those 40 points. Round is starting. Let's see what these can do. Alright. Team 5939 has scored their autonomous block. Nicely done. But the blue team seems to be competing for the ramp, although they have secured its possession with both of their teams. Nicely done. So that is a total of 40 points, 20 points for each individual robot on the ramp. And Team 5939 has also scored 40 points for the red team with that one autonomous block score. Now, now autonomous is over and teleop will be beginning. Let's see these teams' block scoring capabilities. Again, if you score a block on the farthest side, on the outermost buckets, you will get 3 points. If you score on the innermost, you will get 2. Under will be 1. All right, teleop is beginning. Let's go. All right, Team 5604 is going directly for the blocks, while 5939 is trying to maneuver around to get the blocks, but they seem to be competing with their alliance partner. Now, they seem to be playing defense against one of the blue team's robots, 559. Now it seems that 5604 may be having trouble getting the blocks. 5939 is close to tipping, but they are safe. Now seems that 5939's robot is getting blocks, and they're trying to collect them with their spinning mechanism. Now they're lifting the blocks, and 5939's alliance partner is playing defense against 6559. Now team 5939 is getting ready to score. Oh, seems that there may have been some field damage by team 6559 with the buckets. Oh, but team 3525 is going for the blocks on the left side. 5939 may not, may have be, no. Seems that 5939 is back. Oh, nicely done by team 6559, scoring a block. Great job. That is the 4 points. Good job, good job. Oh, seems that they have dropped a controller. All right, team 5604. 5604 is playing defense against 3525. 5939 is preparing their hanging mechanism, it appears, as endgame has begun. The last 30 seconds. All right, 5939 is trying to, I believe, score that one block. Oh no, they are going for flag. All right, if they raise this flag up to its uppermost point, they will get a full 35 points. All right, they are locking into the flag. Oh, seems that they are having some problems with the lock-in. All right, it seems that 5939 has locked in their flag, but they cannot seem to spin it. Yep, there is some problems with that spinning. Seems that it is making contact. Okay. Oh, and 6559 was preparing for hanging. Well, great job by everyone. But 5604 was very close on the far side with their blue flag. They almost raised it up to the first mark. And it seems that 65 or 5939 has actually raised it to the first point. They may get some points for that. But overall, nicely done by both teams. The Red Alliance has scored their autonomous block as well. and has gotten the flag up to the first level, whereas the Blue Alliance has scored a block and gotten on the ramp with both of their teams. So let's see which team has come up on top. Oh, and it seems that there is also a balance by both teams on the red and blue sides, giving them an additional 50% on their block scoring. Apologies, it seems that actually the Red Alliance has not scored the flag. That is just their starting position, and they need to raise it to the first black tick mark, the middlemost black tick mark, and that will give them some 20 points for their flag raising, and then if they raise it all the way to the top above that final black tick, they will get 35 points. So it seems that there may have been a very close score on that one with autonomous successes on both sides and as well as some nice block scoring. Now these next teams are moving in and we can see what their robots can do. Now these next teams will include 59-38 as Red Alliance 1, 41-45 as Red Alliance 2, 64-93 as Blue Alliance 1, and 74-65 as Blue Alliance 2. Now these robots are being positioned on the ground for their autonomous rounds where they are programmed to move. Now 59-38 seem to be positioning to move straight onto that ramp, while team 41-45 seems to be going for a drive-by autonomous, trying to get that 40 points for scoring on that IR beacon. Now, Team 74-65 has also seemed on the Blue Alliance on the left side, may have been positioned ready to get those blocks with their wheels facing directly on the leftmost block pit. Now, 74-65's alliance partner 64-93 on the right side has positioned their robot directly for the center platform. So then if they can get their robot on, they will get 20 points. But seems that on the right side, the blue and Red Alliances may be competing for the ramp as they seem to be angled for the exact same position on the ramp. Let's see which robot wins this, or if they can both get that half 10 points if they are making contact with the ramp. Alright, the IR beacon has been placed on the second peg. Once again, this is randomized with a die roll. Now the IR beacon has been placed and autonomous will be beginning shortly. Alright, the autonomous session has been beginning. Oh, 41-45. Nicely done with their autonomous scoring. That is 40 points. Nicely done by them. Seems that the Blue and Red Alliance has not contested the platform, so there is no problem there. They will be going straight for blocks most likely. Hopefully they can collect some blocks, get that balance, and get a fair amount of points. Alright, that sounds the end of autonomous. Now Teleop begins, controllers are being picked up, and robots will be moving. All right, the robots are moving. Team 41-45 is going for the leftmost block pit. Their alliance partner 59-38 seems to be moving towards the block collectors as well. Yes, moving towards the same side. That is a penalty, I believe, for 59-38 for touching the blue block collector. All right, team 74-65 has picked up some blocks. Nicely done. They're going in for the scoring, I believe. Team 4145 has placed a block under, 2 blocks actually, under their red scoring area. Nicely done. That is 2 points. Okay, now the Blue Alliance is maneuvering around trying to score some blocks on the right side, whereas the red team is playing defense on their block scoring. Now 4145 is getting ready to, I believe, get their hanging ready, extending their arms so they can hang their robot for 50 points in the end game. All right, team 5938 seems to be getting ready for some. I believe 5938 is still playing defense, and 4145 is just getting ready for hanging. 7465, however, on the left side is still trying to get some blocks. They have 4 blocks sectioned out, but cannot seem to get the blocks. Let's see what they can do with them. Oh, but 5938 is on the move on the right side, collecting some blocks, swinging their robot into the blocks. Oh, that sound is the end game. So now 4145 is preparing their hanging. If they can do this, this is 5938 has scored a block under the red block area. That is giving them 1 point. Oh, seems that Alliance is also trying to hang. 4145 has harpooned on to the bar. Oh, 4145 has hung. Nicely done. Oh, 4145. So close. That was very close by 4145. Good try. That was a good fight by both teams. Very close throughout the game. Nice defense, great offense, and a great attempt by 4145 to hang. The harpoon idea was definitely good, but the contact seemed to be slightly small when power went off, and 4145 did not have enough torque and connection, friction to sustain their robot's connection during hanging. Flag was not attempted by either team, but the endgame was definitely interesting with some fierce defense and some very, very close endgame successes. All right, so referees are removing robots. Robots are being taken off the field, and new robots will be soon moved on for the next round. All right, the next round will be our 5th round of today. There will be Team 4855 as Team Red 1, 3525 as Red 2, 6559 as Blue 1, and 5604 as Blue 2. Let's see what these teams can do. We've seen 4855's autonomous work once. Let's see if it can be done again. And their alliance partner 3525 is their second appearance. And they have been fierce competitors. Let's see what this team can do against their competitors in the Blue Alliance. All right, so robots are getting ready. The teams are moving into their respective sides. Flags are being picked up, and the field is being reset by the referees. All right, each team will be distributed their autonomous block, which they want to score during the autonomous period for those 40 points if they get it into the bucket with the IR beacon. Let's see if these teams can do this. Alright, there seems to be some question about whether the robot can start in the block zone or not. Let's see if this gets resolved. Oh, 35-25, the robot is back on the field, positioned once again next to the block scoring area on the right side, giving them a positional advantage over their opponents. Now 48-55 has positioned their robot for a drive-by autonomous. Let's see if their autonomous can score again. All right, seems that Team 4508's alliance partner has not yet arrived, so we will be waiting. But Team 4508 has positioned their robot forward right onto the ramp, so then if they would like to score on the ramp for those 20 points, that would be a great autonomous positioning as well as point bagging. All right, seems that Blue's alliance partner has still not yet arrived. Alright, so it has been decided that the rules state that the robot cannot start in the block zone. So it seems that Team 4508 will have to readjust their positioning so they can still be forward onto that ramp. They're adjusting the robots so they don't start in the block zone, and seems that 4508's alliance partner 7766 has appeared on the field. Oh, no, seems that 7766 is actually in the next round. So there was a miscommunication there. Let's see if Team 4508's alliance partner arrives soon. After this, we will be having a 10-minute break, so then the teams can remake their robots and restore some broken parts. So they will be ready for the next round of competition. We are still waiting for the Blue Alliance Team 15939's robot. That Team 5939 has not shown up. Alright, Team 4508's robot on the right side for the Blue Alliance seems to have a tread scoring system. This allows them to collect blocks below their robot and then elevate them up to their scoring mechanism, which they can raise and lower, so then they can easily score without having to move their arm much. Although this does allow for some defense to be played against them, if their treads cannot reach the buckets, then they will not be able to score. Alright, Seems that team 5939 has arrived. Our robots are being positioned. Team 5939 has scored their autonomous block in the past. Let's see if they can do it again. This should be a close competition. All right, there's a safety check. The round should be starting soon with autonomous. Now, the IR beacon has been placed on 4. Nice and close to both to the red alliance's position, but farther away for the blue alliance. Let's see if they can both score their 40 points worth of autonomous blocks. All right. Team of 5939 has barely missed their block. Oh, well, team 4855 has scored their block, but that is not on the IR beacon slot, but that still does give them 20 points. 4855 was stuck against the wall. They have not successfully gotten. Oh, well, it seems that. Oh, 4855 was very close to getting onto the ramp. They were maneuvering around but could not get on. Red team does have a slight advantage currently with their 1 autonomous block score. Team 5939 was extremely close with their autonomous block scoring, but just bounced off the edge of the crate. Let's see what they can do in teleop where they have a driver control. All right, Team 4855 is going directly for the blocks, and the Blue Alliance is Blue Alliance on the right side is maneuvering for their blocks as well, with Team 4508 going for those right blocks. Team 3525 has collected some blocks as well and are preparing to score. Oh, Team 4855 is getting ready to score their blocks. Nicely done by Team 3525, scoring 3 blocks. Oh, and Team 4855 has scored 2 blocks as well. 4939 on the left side is also preparing to collect some blocks. And 4855 is yet again trying to collect some blocks on the right side. 3525 is contesting with the other Blue Alliance robot for getting some blocks, but has successfully gotten 2 blocks and is going to score them again. 5939 is trying to raise their blocks, but seems to have the block stuck and cannot actually score it. Maybe they'll be able to raise it soon, but 4855 has scored another 2 blocks. Nicely done on the most outer bucket, giving them 6 more total points. 3525 is contesting against the Blue Alliance again on the right side for those blocks with Team 4508. Oh, nicely done by 5939, scoring a block, and will that other block go out? Oh, yes, yes, they got 2 blocks. 4855, however, has scored another 2 blocks. Nicely done. Both teams have scored. Oh, 5939. Oh, so close to tipping over. But they are still there. Oh, 4855 going for the flag on the backside, and 5939 going for hanging. Let's see if they can do it. Oh, 4855 raising the flag at a very fast speed. There we go. And 5939 successfully hanging. Good job. Oh, and 3525 appears to be trying to hang, but they were running out of time. Close by both teams, and nicely done. Seems that the blue sides may be balanced by the slightest bit. We cannot see from here, but if it is balanced, then that is good. But the red team's bucket scoring area seems to be balanced and has quite a few blocks on both sides. And Team 4855 has raised the flag to its highest point, while Team 5939 has gotten their robot to hang. So this is going to be a close game from both teams. Great performance. Nicely done, guys. Once again, during the end game, there are only 30 seconds, and as we can see from this round, it is very hard to maneuver the robot to get both the flag and hanging, as well as if you need to balance. So there must be decisions made by all the teams on which ones they would like to do, whether it's raise the flag, hang their robot, or trying to balance. If you can do all three, that is great. But today we haven't seen any teams do that yet. But if they can, great job and great engineering by them. All right, the blocks are being taken back, and the robots will be moved back from the field. All right, teams are getting their robots, and blocks are being reset. All right, now we will have a 10-minute break for robot fixing and team strategy discussions. We'll see you in 10 minutes. All right, the round has started with team 5604 getting onto the center of the platform. Oh, and it seems that team 6559 is driving for the blocks, and team 7013 of the Red Alliance has successfully scored their autonomous and has parked. Great job by them. That is 60 points, as well as 5604 on the platform. Seems that there is some stalling. Oh, no, actually, the Blue Alliance may have fallen over during Autonomous, but they will be reset and restarted after the end of Autonomous. All right, so we will be starting the actual teleop driver controlled with the red team having complete control of the center platform, but the blue team in a good position to get some blocks with 65-55 already prepared to gather as many blocks as possible. All right, so teleop is beginning. They are grabbing their controllers and the robots will be underway. All right. So teleop has begun. Red Alliance is moving. Oh, seems that they are stuck on the platform. Oh, oh, seems that they have made some controller errors. But okay. Oh, wait, they are moving. Both team 5604 is moving towards the red side. They are collecting blocks quickly, but the blue team is having some technical difficulties with their driving on the far side. But team 6555 seems to be spinning on the left side, whereas 5604 for the red team on the right side is prepared to drop 3 blocks on the outermost collector. Nicely done. Nice. Oh, and the other Red Alliance player has prepared to drop even more blocks. I believe that was another 3 blocks. 70-13. Nicely done with another 3 blocks. Now 5604 is going to the left side, getting ready to balance the collecting area so they can get that 50 points. They have collected blocks nice and quickly. Oh, seems that 5604 has been in possession of more than 4 blocks. That is a penalty for them, but they are getting ready to bounce. 70-13, however, is still piling blocks on the right side. Doesn't seem that 5604 can actually... Oh, seems that 5604 has gotten some blocks. Oh, they are having trouble with the bounds because of the height of that collection area. Oh, 5604 almost fell over. Nicely done by them to keep the robot intact. 70-13, however, is piling blocks on that right side, giving them many points for those 3 for each block on the outermost collection area. 70-13 seems to be going for hanging as well. Oh. Oh. There's a controller failure, which means that we will have to restart the teleop round. Alright, so robots are being repositioned to restart teleop because of a controller malfunction. They may actually be restarting the entire match from autonomous, as they seem to be replacing the IR beacons on the top of the center platform. Alright, so blocks are being reset. Robots are being repositioned for this next round. Thank you, all of you viewers that are out there that are watching this nice broadcast in Washington for this league tournament. There have been some wonderful teams today with some wonderful programming and scoring mechanisms. It has been a pleasure to see. And these teams have all been great engineers with great strategies and block collection abilities. All right, the robots are getting in position again. All right, so the robots are getting in position again for autonomous, I believe, as the clock does say 30 seconds. Team 7013 may be having some battery issues, so they are going to replace their batteries with fully charged ones. Blue Alliance is still in their starting positions. One is under the flag and the other is on the right side wall. For the red team, both are on the left side. 604 is on the far left wall near the block area and angled at the middle center point for those 20 points. And team 7013 is getting ready for their drive-by autonomous. During autonomous, there are many things that the teams can do. They can either score their autonomous block, get onto the platform, or they can play defense against other teams to try to prevent them from scoring their block or getting on the platform. Although we may not have seen that very much today, it is a potential strategy that teams could use in the future and that we may see in later rounds. Because those 20 points are worth about 8 blocks or 7 to 8 blocks during the scoring. So that is quite a few blocks. And those 20 points for the platform or 40 points for the IR beacon score can make the difference. The robots are being prepared. 7013 are still repairing their batteries and replacing them with fully charged ones. Match should be underway. So
There's no one live watching, I think.
No! Oh, jeez. All right, we're back. The computers have been reset for this match. Again, the teams are Hotwired, the Thunderbots, Geared Reaction, and what's the other team? What's Team 6-6? Seven. Seven 6-6. Right.
all right, so we're back at the Washington League qualifier, and now we are on to that round 6 repeat where there was a controller malfunction with 10 seconds left. So team 7013 and team 4604 are back on the mat for the red team. For the blue team, there is team 6559 and their alliance partner 7766 for the blue alliance. Let's see what their autonomous programs can do during this first 30 seconds. All right, safety precautions are being taken. Very nicely done. All right. All right, the round is getting underway. The IR beacons are going to be placed. All right, it is being placed on the first slot, farthest away from the right side for the Blue Alliance and close to the left side for the Red Alliance. All right, team 70-13 is getting ready to score, and they have scored during the autonomous portion. That is 40 points. Nicely done. And team 5604 has parked on the center platform. 70-13 are maneuvering to the center platform and has successfully gotten on. Nicely done by the red team. That is 80 points for their autonomous. All right, let's see if the All right, let's see if blue team can make a comeback. They have much potential during block collection as well as during the end game for hanging and flag. Let's see if they can do those. This is still anyone's game. All right, Teleop has started. Team 5604 is moving to the left side to try to collect those blocks. 70-13 is moving towards the opposite side, but they have some trouble getting off the platform. Seems that their robot is making contact with the ground. All right, Team 5604 has collected some blocks, and Team 70-13 has gotten off the platform. Oh, and 5604 is getting closer to scoring those blocks. All right, they are maneuvering and are about to score 3 blocks, and 70-13 are also about to score. That is 4 blocks on the right side. Nicely done by 70-13. 5604, 3 blocks on the left side. Nicely done by the red team. Blue team is also trying to collect some blocks. 65-59 is maneuvering to try to get some blocks into those baskets. 70-13, however, is already right on top of the bucket, dropping another collection of blocks into the far right basket. Now 65-59, nicely done. They have bumped 1 block into the inner basket. That is 2 points for them. Now 5604 is about to score another 3 blocks into the left right basket, and 70-13 has scored another 3 blocks into the rightmost basket. Red team might have a trouble with balancing if they don't score some more blocks. They are preparing for endgame with 5604 getting ready for the flag. That is 35 points. 70-13 may need to balance if they can, though. 5604 is raising the flag to its uppermost point, 35 points, nicely done. And 70-13 is preparing for hanging. Let's see if they can do this. Blue team has also raised the flag up to its uppermost point, nicely done. And 5604 is trying to balance. 70-13, can we hang? Can they hang? No. Close, and I think 5604 has balanced the red side. Oh, that may be a close call, though. But 70-13, oh so very close to hanging. And 65-59 just on that platform to prepare for hanging after finishing the flag. Great competition by both teams and well played by both of them. We saw some very nice teamwork by the red team, with the 5604 controlling the left side, while 70-13 controlling the right side to help balance out that pendulum, and 5604 taking control of the flag to give them that end game point, as well as 70-13 oh so very close to getting the other end game point of hanging. 50 points almost theirs, but 5604 did secure the 35 points for the flag raising. Great teamwork to get all of the objectives done, and some very efficient block scoring by the red team. The blue team has also done some very nice work with their block scoring and flag raising. Great job by both teams. We have 7. All right, so the field will be reset and the next match will be underway. In this next match, there will be team 74-65 as red team 1, 41-45 as red team 2, and they will be facing team 35-25 as blue team 1 and 4508 in blue team 2. All right. Blocks are being taken out of the baskets and being reset. Robots are going to be taken off the field, and the next teams are getting positioned. All right, robots are being taken out. All right, the field is being cleared of robots. All right, the next teams are getting up here with the Red Alliance team 7465 getting their robot ready for action. That we may have some resetting of controllers again for the computer. There have been some technical difficulties tonight, but overall it has been a pretty successful day with a variety of teams competing and a variety of block scoring strategies, autonomouses, and endgame maneuvers. Nicely done by every team that has competed today, and great job with all of the robots. Alright, so we are going to stop broadcasting until the next teams get ready for their performances. So, see you guys soon. Alright, so it seems that there has been a team that had to leave early. So for the remaining matches, I believe there are about 10 of them, there will be a couple of those matches that that team will not be present. So there will be some teams that will need to sub in.
And they're off. And the squirrels have just gone onto the parking. Okay, no, never mind. I know. Wait a minute.
Now we are reaching the end of the autonomous phase, and we see that the Squirrels, team 4508, has parked, and there are two teams that are seem entangled, or at least, um, well, oh look, there's team 6493 with the wheel that has popped off, apparently, it looks like that. So that will be an issue for them. Now we are done with the autonomous phase. Looks like we just have one parking.
All right, seems the team 6493 may be having some yeah, seems that they may be having some extreme technical difficulties. Their axle hub may not have been tightened securely enough to keep their wheel on, and they were also stuck under the balance beam. So that is quite a shame, but I don't believe that they can actually repair the wheel in the middle of the match. That was some nice defense by the Blue Alliance, however, with their maneuvering. Hopefully the Red Alliance can still score some blocks and put up a great fight for this match. Blue Alliance did, however, get the platform and an additional 20 points. All right, so they are separating the robots so they are no longer entangled with each other, and teleop will begin normally. Although 6493 has lost their back left wheel. All right, so teleop has started with the motor controllers. They will start moving their robots momentarily. All right, team 3525 for the Blue Alliance is moving towards the right pit. 674-65, however, is trying to, I believe, play defense. Oh no, no, they are trying to they're trying to get their block again on the right wall. 6493, however, has lost their wheel, so they cannot maneuver very much. 3525 is collecting some blocks, which is good, and their alliance partner is trying to get some blocks as well. Nicely done. 3525 has gotten some blocks. 4508 has moved to the left side so they can maximize their block collection. 6493 still cannot move because of their lost wheel. 74-65, nicely done. They have scored 3 blocks under their balance beam. That is worth 3 points. Now 3525 is going for some more blocks on the right side. And I believe they have just gotten 3 blocks. Nice, nicely done. So they will be going to score those. Oh, 4508, I believe, got a penalty for touching the red balance beam. Oh, nicely done. 74-65 has just scored 2 more blocks under the red balance beam for another 2 points. All right, 4508 seems to be parked there. They may be trying to get some blocks or just getting a positional advantage, but 35-25 is going for the balance. So let's see. 35-25 has scored 3 more blocks and gotten the blue balance beam to balance. 74-65 is going for the flag. Let's see if they can get it. All right, 74-65 going in for the flag. Oh, seems to have missed it just on the left side. All right, 35-25 is on the right side trying to get some more blocks. Oh, oh, so close. 74-65, so close to getting the flag raised. Nice try by both teams. Great block scoring by the blue team and a great attempt by the red alliance to raise the flag. And 74-65, I believe, just barely missing the 3 blocks on the bottommost side of their red scoring area. So they got 6 blocks scored, so close to getting 9. The Red Alliance put up a great fight, even though one of their members did lose a wheel. They still went in and tried to score as many blocks as possible and did not lose hope of winning and scoring as many points as they possibly could. Great job by them and great determination in that. And hopefully next time they will tighten that axle hub so then the wheel does not pop off again. That was some great defense, however, by the blue team, making sure that the Red Alliance did not get the positional advantage that they could have gotten. Also, great strategy by the blue team going for the separate pits so they can get as many blocks as possible and make sure that there's as little team collision, so then they will make sure that they can be as efficient in their block scoring as they possibly can. Now blocks are being cleared off the field and robots are being taken off. The next teams are ready and will be moving in. In this next match, there will be a team 5604 for Red Team 1, 6493 for Red Team 2, 4855 for Blue Team 1, and 7013 as Blue Team 2. The blue team, the Blue Alliance for this round has been scoring autonomous consistently, as well as getting on the platform. Let's see if these two teams can cooperate to get as many points in that autonomous as possible. And let's see if the Red Alliance can contest that and get their autonomous scoring and block scoring up as high as possible as well. Alright, so blocks are still getting put back. Controllers are being synced. The teams are ready to move in. Alright, so blue controllers are being synced. Red controllers seem ready to go, and they will be putting their robots on the field. For the red team at 5604 has been great at block scoring today. In previous matches, they have had wonderful teamwork with their teammates, scoring as many blocks as possible to balance out that balance beam to give them that 50% extra points. At 5604, their block collecting is extremely efficient with zip ties to collect the blocks, rotating to make sure that the blocks have as much momentum to get into the collection mechanism as possible. And they are able to lift up their blocks to the height necessary to put it into the baskets. However, if the blue team can play sufficient defense against them and make it so their robot cannot get near the baskets, their scoring may not be good enough because they have no extension for their arm. Let's see who plays what and how this match turns out. The blue team may be able to move their robots in now. We shall see. But the Red Alliance seems almost ready to start the match. All right. There seems to be some communication for the red team talking about their autonomous programs and strategy during the match. Great communication and teamwork is how you have the most effective point scoring as possible. So it's a great job by them. Team 6493 is now on the field on the right side. This is so then Team 5604 and their alliance partner 6493 for the red team can be as close to either pit as possible, giving them the most efficient time to get to the pit and back to the balance beam to score into the outermost baskets. It does not seem that Blue Alliance is yet ready to move into the field, but Red Alliance is prepared. So we will have to wait until this match begins to see. But this should be a great competition between two great teams. Alright, so we will be back when the blue team's controllers are synced.